G'day, ZiggyD here, and welcome back for some more Path of Exile patch 1.3. In this video, I want to give you guys a bit of an update on my work-in-progress build for my Reave Melee Ranger. Now, you guys know that I've been following for a while that I don't really like Melee in Path of Exile that much. Yeah, I pretty much have played like one Melee build in the past 2 years. And when Reave first came out, I also decided that I hated Reave. But I'm playing a Reave Melee Ranger here. And I'm having so much freaking fun with this character. Oh my god, it's so good. So, I don't know what's happened there exactly, but something has clicked. I'm playing the Torment League, and I thought, well, since I'm playing the Softcore Challenge League this time around, I thought this might be as good an opportunity as any to dip my toe into Melee a little bit. Just try it out. I thought, maybe I'll play a little bit of Melee for like a week, earn some currency, and then play another, play a ranged build, so fund a ranged build like a Wander or something like that. But I might actually keep playing this character for a while and keep working on it because this is hugely, hugely fun. So, I'm going to start off by just sort of running through a little bit of a map here. I'm just in a 66 map. I just pretty much started mapping on this character. I'm only level 71. And leveling this character was a pretty nice experience overall. I had a really smooth run despite being super under-geared, super under-leveled pretty much the entire time I was pushing through. Usually, for a bit of a reference, usually when I am finishing Cruel and doing Cruel Dominus, I have about 2,000 life and max resistances. I had about 1,800 life going through most of Merciless, and I had about 2,000 life and not even capped resistances doing Merciless Piety. Now, that basically I had less defensive stats doing Piety at the end of Merciless than I usually have doing Cruel Dominus in Hardcore. So I went through pretty glass cannon, but it was still like a really easy and fun fight. So this has like been very effective, and I found it's actually been a very budget build. I bought this sword here at level 50. It's a level 50 sword, so I'm like, out leveling it quite a bit, but it's still obviously working really well. I'm still killing stuff really well with it. I bought it for like 2 chaos, and this thing has just been carrying me, and I reaved on a 3-link all the way up until maps. I only literally just got a 4-link, and as you can see, I kill stuff really fast, even with this super underleveled sword. And I don't know, guys. Reave feels like such a budget-strong skill, and I've actually decided that I don't know why I didn't like it first. Maybe when I first tested it, Vile Reave didn't exist, and Vile Reave is pretty awesome. I'll show you what Vile Reave does. It builds you up massive stacks, and as you can see, it makes your AoE massive. It basically instantly gives you full stacks and then extra stacks on top of that, allowing you to get huge AoE. So it makes Reave a lot more fun to play. But also playing Melee in Torment has been really fun as well, because you get to use Vile Cyclone whenever there's a Tormented Spirit. And what this does is it pulls all enemies around from you and pulls them on top of you and blenders them in a Cyclone. And what that does is it pulls the Tormented Spirit on top of like all of the packs in like a 2-screen radius. So basically, if there's like 3 packs of magic monsters there, they'll all get possessed and they'll all get tagged. And basically, everything just dies in this blender, and then there's a massive screen full of loot. It's quite satisfying to do. So I'm having a huge amount of fun with this character. Basically, I wanted to make a character that was very fast attacking, very fast moving, and just sort of didn't have that thing that I don't like about Melee where you have to directly click on mobs. So Reave worked out pretty perfectly for that. I mean, I have a single target here with Viper Strike, but Reave essentially you can just click in an area and it'll function. You don't actually need to target lock on mobs, and that's what makes Melee feel tedious to me in these sorts of games, is actually target locking. But as you can see, I can basically just sort of like get myself into a good position and then hold down the Reave button, and multi-strike takes care of the rest. But you can also kite with it. Once you've built your stacks up, you can kind of stutter step as well, so you get kind of that pseudo-ranged experience. So this is like perfect for a character who usually prefers playing ranged characters to play. So, and as you can see, it's like a very visceral, fun-looking and fun-feeling to play sort of character, and basically every level I get and every piece of gear I upgrade, it gets more and more fun. So, there's something, I started this character when I played in the skill tree. I actually had no idea what skill I was going to play, so I kind of fell into Reave. Started off Cleaving, I leveled with Cleave until like 30, and then I picked up Reave, and I found that easier to progress with, and it got steadily more and more fun over time as I played the character. So, since then though, I have sort of figured out what I'm doing with this character, and I'm actually kind of a little bit proud of what I've come up with in terms of this character, because I've come up with some pretty cute little ideas that make this a somewhat interesting build. So, as the more astute of you may have noticed, I'm using a Brightbeak. Now, Brightbeak doesn't work with Reave, and Brightbeak is a a low-level weapon that does almost no damage. So why am I dual wielding with Brightbeak? Well, this is a dual wield crit sword ranger that doesn't dual wield. So, yes, patting myself on the back here. Basically, I use Brightbeak as a shield. I pretend to dual wield. I'm a fake, basically. I'm a fake dual wield build. And the reason for this is that Reave uses only swords, daggers, and claws. One-handed swords, daggers, and claws. So when I Reave, I use my offhand, which is my sword just here. And that's kind of important. I'll get into that in a moment. Viper Strike is also the same. It only works with claws, daggers, or swords. So again, this only uses my offhand as well. So neither of my attacks are actually using Brightbeak. So I use Brightbeak. By using Brightbeak, I get to benefit from a bunch of dual wield things. I can get dual wield critical strike, I can get a bunch of other dual wield things like dual wield block, and I get bonus attack speed, suiting that theme of making a fast attacking, fast moving character. And then on top of that, by having Brightbeak, I get to leap slam very, very quickly. As you can see, my character is very fast. And it means it's a bit hard to show indoors, but when you're in an open map, you can basically just leap slam around extremely quickly from map to map. And this is basically, you know, from pack to pack, or while you're scouting out Tormented Spirits. I wanted something that could scout out Tormented Spirits very fast, or run bosses very fast if that's what I decided I wanted to do. So this makes it immensely more fun to play, being able to get around so fast, essentially. Now, the reason why I have it set up like this as well is it's very specific that your attacking weapon has to be in your offhand. So I'm kind of like a left-handed character, and my shield slash Brightbeak thing, my pretend dual wield, is in my main hand. The reason for that is that there's kind of like a bug or a quirk or something with Leap Slam, where Leap Slam will be faster if you have Brightbeak. It doesn't show on the tooltip always. Like, I think if let's test if, here, what's my attacks per second with Leap Slam? 2.1, that doesn't seem right. 3.3. Oh, there we go, that's 2.1. Yeah, it doesn't show exactly, but when you have your Brightbeak in your main hand, it will use your Brightbeak's increased attack speed, so you can leap slam very fast. You know, people have used Brightbeak weapon swaps for a very long time, so you would weapon swap and then leap slam, but by actually having my Brightbeak in my main hand means I don't have to weapon swap, and I can, I can leap slam very quickly in combat. I can also use Whirling Blades, it's very quick as an escape as well, but generally I just use leap slam because it's exceptionally fast. So I get this item that has some resistances on it, and then gives me huge attack speed for leap slamming. I get to benefit from dual wield bonuses without the drawback of needing two really good weapons. Because that's the thing about dual wield, especially dual wield Reave. The way Reave works with dual wield is you attack with you alternate between your weapons each Reave. And what that means is you need two weapons that are just as good as each other to be able to maintain your DPS, otherwise you're going to be losing DPS. So that's difficult and expensive, and I wanted this character to be, fairly budget. Although I have Malagaras, which I just purchased and don't really need, or didn't really make much of a difference because I don't stack much crit just yet. And I did find Carnage Heart, so that's a slightly more expensive item, but I got lucky and found that. For the most part, I wanted this to be a fairly budget-friendly character, and obviously Brightbeak costs like nothing. It costs like an ALC, so. And the fact I only have to have one good weapon, I don't need to get two good weapons as a dual wield character. I don't know, it feels pretty clever, and in practice it works out and makes a very fast, fun to play character that was pretty easy to gear. As I said, I was reaving in maps on a 3-link with a level 50 sword, still using my level 50 sword even though now I've got a 4-link, but it's effective and fun, guys. So I'll keep you guys up to date. I will do like probably a final build guide on this once I continue working it out, get a bit higher level, test some more things, gear it up a little bit more, but I just thought you guys might be curious to see what I'm currently working on in the new league, and to maybe see that perhaps Melee isn't quite so dead as some people make it out to be. Melee is certainly viable, but and it can actually be quite a good bit of fun, and there's some pretty clever things you can do with it as well. So, I think I'll leave it there. I think I'll leave going through my passive tree. I will link to my passive tree in the description below if you guys want to check it out, but I think I'll leave going through that until I do the actual final build guide. But if you do have any questions about the build, then feel free to ask in the comments below. That's it for now. I'm ZiggyD, and thanks for watching. Let's try out the boss blender, shall we? Oh, yes. I love that extra gore from Carnage Heart. So satisfying. Viper Strike's a really fun skill too as well, actually.